I think they can be. They won't be able to win so many championships. I don't think they can win 4, but they probably can win back-to-back titles. One, because you're coming in the East. I think coming in the East, you look at Milwaukee's the best team in the East with one superstar. You get KD and Kawhi together, they become the best team in the East right away. It's kind of like a Scottie and Michael type of situation. And when you think about those two guys together,
with Kevin Durant playing the role of MJ and Kawhi playing the role of Scottie.
Yeah, because both of those guys can defend. Kevin Durant has made himself into a really good defender now, so both of those guys will be able to guard their man. Both of those guys can close games out. Can they have the relationship that Michael and Scottie had where they respect each other's game? No, that's hard to say. You know, they can turn it on right there. I just think when you think about KD and Steph, they got some other components to them. When you think of Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, those other guys on their team.
Well, the thing about you can't think about the equation because you don't see Steph playing without Klay and the system that they're going to play in. So it's like, well, you got Klay, Steph, and KD compared to KD and Kawhi.
So, listen, I think KD and Kawhi, if they came together, assuming something wild doesn't happen with who LeBron's able to acquire with the Lakers this summer, they would instantly become the best duo in basketball. They would replace KD and Steph as the best duo in basketball. Do I think they would be a more potent duo than KD and Steph? It's close, but I do not, and it's for 2 reasons, on-the-court reasons. One, Steph's impact on games. There's a great Twitter thread going on videos. It's called Dunks Created by Steph. And a lot of these Andre Iguodala lob dunks these playoffs, where he's leading the whole NBA in dunks in the playoffs, have come where you have 2 defenders 30 feet from the basket, one on Steph, one shaded towards Steph, so it's 4-on-3 elsewhere.
Yeah, when they try to trap out a pick and roll, he throws it to Draymond and then at the free throw line, and then they lob Iggy on the baseline.
Exactly right. And so Steph's the only guy in the entire league you have to guard that way, where you are trapping him as soon as he crosses half court at times. What that opens up for the rest of the offense, and when you have 2 elite wing players, not a big and a little like Shaq and Kobe, I believe it's the best possible option as one of them be an A-level distributor, an A-level playmaker. That's what with LeBron and Kyrie. Kyrie's a good distributor, but LeBron was a great distributor. LeBron and Wade, LeBron did that as well. With Steph and KD, Steph is a great passer, an underrated passer. Kawhi, the only part of his game that isn't elite is playmaking. It's never been, and by playmaking I mean passing the basketball. So I don't mean creating your own shot. I mean he's a guy, I think his career high in assists for a game is 8. It's just never been something he does. And KD is a good passer for his size, but not a great passer overall. So because of that, I think they'd be the best duo in the NBA. I agree. They'd become the favorites in the East. This isn't to say it wouldn't work out. It'd be great. I don't think it'd be as great as what KD has going right now.
I think you can, and I'm just watching the Bulls grow up and playing against the Bulls. They would be a Scottie and Mike, and I think with that team, you don't worry about playmaking because you put shooters around them.
Yep.
The Bulls never had shooters. They had John Paxson, Steve Kerr. Those guys weren't playmakers. Those were spot-up three-point shooters. You get those type of players around them. It's just the type of team that you build and the style of play that you want to play with those guys. And I think, honestly, the run would only last probably 3 to 5 years because I think those guys are in their prime right now. KD's a little, turning the corner a little bit. So it wouldn't last as long. They would last as long as their free agent. Their contract would be probably a 4-year deal. It would last that long, so they'd probably be able to get 2 to 3 titles.
Right. One thing to take something off of Steph's passing ability, because ball handling, passing, and how you handle the basketball are all part of that. And Steph is a great passer of the basketball, but he's also careless with the basketball. So when you have a guy running your team, you realize that this guy can turn the ball over, which leads to a lot of breakouts and offense the other way. I just believe, because I'm thinking about the whole basketball court and the whole basketball game, when we talk about how we're going to defeat the Warriors, people talk about, man, you got to put Steph in the pick and roll. And the reason why I believe in this game and why they can be more like the Bulls had an offense that helped them out because they ran the triangle. You don't have to be a great passer or playmaker in the triangle. In today's NBA, you don't have to be a great passer or a playmaker because everyone is running pick and roll. So Kawhi would be great in the pick and roll, and KD is great in the pick and roll, and both of them have either a post-up game or a one-on-one game. So I do believe that the style of play right now, you don't have to be a great passer to be able to run a great offense because you talked about they're going to have pick and roll and then spot-up shooters. So I believe both of them could be very, very effective, but my ability The basketball court is how long?
94 feet.
94 feet. So cut it in half, Nick. You are a math major.
47.
My ability to defend that 47 with those other two is just as important as part of it as any other part of the game. So I'm going to be able to defend at a high level, something that KD and Steph can't do.
All right, so we're talking about Kawhi and KD, but where would Kawhi be more successful, with Kevin Durant or with a guy like LeBron James? Where would his game fit better?
Wow, that's a tough one because I think LeBron James probably be better because LeBron James is such a willing passer. He's a guy that he'll defer to Kawhi. We saw him do this with Kyrie Irving, be a defer guy and let him do his thing. So I think he will be better at that. We don't know if KD can do that yet because KD's a scorer. He needs the ball in his hands to be effective. He's not a guy that, we saw the struggles with Westbrook. Westbrook was being the more dominant ball handler. Kevin Durant struggled at times. So I think with LeBron James, he'll be a better player.
It would be really listen, Kawhi, it would appear, is either going to stay in Toronto or go to one of the teams in L.A. And Kevin Durant, I believe, is going not to the Nets but to the Knicks. But when people talk about guys don't want to play with LeBron, or they do, if Kawhi Leonard, I think he might just want to go play on his own. Cris, you've talked a lot about how Kawhi's got a winning record against all the other superstars in basketball, that Kawhi privately, quietly believes my name should be near, if not at the top, of best player in the world conversation. But if Kawhi does choose to play with another superstar, and he were to choose Kevin Durant over LeBron when LeBron's already in Los Angeles, the city that we know Kawhi at least previously had wanted to go to, that would be really interesting. It's one thing if Kawhi picks to go where there's no other superstar. I want to go to the Clippers or I want to stay in Toronto, build it myself. But if he chooses to team up with someone, obviously the Lakers' #1 goal this offseason would be to get him. And he were to then choose, no, I'm going to team up with somebody, and it's not going to be LeBron, that would be damaging in a lot of ways for the Lakers and for how we view how guys do or don't want to play with LeBron.
I think Kawhi would be better with KD. And the reason why, if you look at the overall, how much is Kawhi handling the basketball now? When you watch Toronto's offense, watch Kawhi how much he's going one-on-one now. How much he is initiating the offense now. Watch when he gets a rebound off the glass. He ain't looking for no Tony Parker or something. He is pushing the ball up. Kawhi has changed. He's evolved. And the way Kevin Durant, watch Kevin Durant when he gets the ball. He'll give it up, go find his spot in the offense, figure out what's going to go on, and that matchup is better. LeBron has determined that I want the basketball. I'm not going to post up, even though I'm 6'9", whatever he is. I'm not going to post up. And I believe as far as getting a free agent, that becomes a problem with some of the players. As LeBron evolves, he can't evolve into, I'm going to dribble the basketball more compared to, because I believe he has such a huge size advantage that ultimately he's going to have to spend some time in the post. And that's up to LeBron to be able to decide that. But I believe free agents, if you're going there, you have to be able to determine, man, how much is he actually, if he comes there, how much is he actually going to have the ball? Kyrie, how much is he going to have the ball? And with Kawhi, right now, he don't need someone else to play make or to be able to set it up for him.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.